This is a historic 1968 Robert Rummer home in the Oak Hills community. Today we're going to give it a tour, and then we're going to go over where you can find iconic mid-century modern real estate like this in the Portland, Oregon market. Let's go. Now, as we tour this home, I'm going to be pointing out different features that this beautiful home has. We're going to start by showing you this placard that greets you as you come through. Really cool and unique that the architect cares so much about the home that he puts his name on it. Now, this is really the center of attention around the home, the atrium. The reason that people go crazy over these homes and why they bring so much attention when they hit the market. Check out that. This is, and I'm going to make a dad joke. This is just bananas. Look at that banana plant that runs all the way up. This is the mainstay where you're going to do all of your entertaining in this atrium, and it brings the entire house plan together. Let's check out the living room first. We'll check out the kitchen. And you might not be able to see this. Do you see that skull? Kind of a Southwest style or Mexican style skull that is just subtly worked into the slab floor. You can see these giant vaulted ceilings follow the middle of the home with that awesome wood siding. We're going to pan over to the kitchen, dining room. Beautiful mid-century architecture throughout. Now this is, it's not the nicest kitchen you've seen. Definitely not the worst. So my clients are actually pending on this home, and they plan on doing some renovations. You never want to speak too soon, as we do have an inspection period to get through, but the excited and hopeful part of me, and if you viewers can root for me, is that if we can negotiate through inspections, we'll also be doing some update videos on this home as my wonderful clients make the renovations. I mean, this home did get multiple offers when it was on the market, and the great thing about working with me as your realtor is that I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure that we negotiate the best terms, but also make sure that you're the one negotiating at the table, because this home did receive multiple offers and we had to get creative on how to win it over. I really love that the windows are up against the ceiling. You can see that on both sides. Those nice big beams that run. I'm gonna press right up against it. I've got a nice elevated stick here because that's taller than I am. There's no way my hand would reach that. With nice beams that run to the windows. Cool skylights, tons of light that is coming in. I really like skylights because in the Pacific Northwest, it just rains so much. We're gonna flip it around here. It rains so much here in the Pacific Northwest that watching the rain patter against the skylights can really not only let in all the light, but when it is dark and cloudy, the skylights will let you hear the rain and experience all four seasons that our beautiful Northwest gets. Now, this is an addition that they did, but they kept with the style. There's mix and match flooring. So this is definitely not the most updated Rummer home you're gonna see on the market. There's examples that have sold for 1.3, 1.4 around the Portland market. Rummer built these homes in the Oak Hills neighborhood. There's some just a little bit further west of here. There's some in Lake Oswego. There's some in Gresham. We're actually going to pull up a map.
So just really quickly, obviously Oak Hills is completely speckled with Rummer homes. The Rock Creek Golf Course has a few, which is just west of the home we're currently touring. You'll see some really deep pinprick pockets right along the 217 corridor. These ones just south of the Portland Golf Club are some really nice communities. I'll show you a couple that are active. There's some speckled around Lake Oswego and some speckled around Gresham and Glendoveer Golf Course. Looking at the active homes that mention Rummer, there's this one in Beaverton, which is smaller. And this is a true Rummer built in '64. Not his most famous design. Cute home. I really like this Rummer because this is one of the true Rummer Atrium designs. This one starts off with as you can see here, that atrium is more just a hollowed out front porch, but beautifully remodeled. Super, super nicely done here to the, wow, beautiful photos. And you can see that this one is off of 48th, just south of Portland Golf Club. And then let's take a peek at the 1.2 that's active. This one's a unique Rummer design. Let's go to it's got two of those vaulted areas. We're gonna go to a photo of the roof here. Look at that beautiful seating area. You can actually see that it's got a really unique atrium here with two of the peaked roofs here. It's a unique design, 2,100 square feet. That's a $1.2 million listing. And you can see that that's sitting in one of the other pockets that are just west of 217, close to West Beaverton, just south of the historic Beaverton area in the Highland neighborhood. And yeah, a lot of these are Rummer homes on those little cul-de-sacs.
This is the deep dive search that you're gonna see when you do a headhunter list with me. The link down below for a headhunter list is in the comment and in the description, but I'm able to pull up all this information on the back end, kind of how the sausage is made. I'm able to do very fine home details where Zillow and Redfin are more user-friendly, but also just kind of dumbed down to a third grade level so everybody can use it. Now we're gonna start the home tour again, and we're in one of the bathrooms that leads into these Jack and Jill bedrooms. And you can see that each of these living areas has their own sliding glass doors that lead back to the center of attention, which is the atrium and your living spaces. The couple that are buying it, it's actually two couples, parents kid combo, and they're going to make this multi-generational. So one side is going to live over here where the original floor print is, with the bathroom, bedroom, and then on the other side where there's the addition of the main with the main bathroom, and then the two bedrooms with the Jack and Jill. Those are going to go to another one of the couples, so that way they can successfully have multi-generational living. These homes are just a beautiful ode to the Jet Age, when anything was possible, when we had just beat the biggest villain that the world has ever fought, at a time where the greatest generation was starting to do great things, when we were going to the moon, when we were flying jets at Mach 1, when we were making some badass, sexy car designs. People like Robert Rummer, Lloyd Wright, Eichler, Saul Zeich were making these beautiful homes that are no longer crafted. Rummer has said in an interview, he's still alive, he's 97, that he hopes to make more homes, but these homes, like I said, these unique atrium style Robert Rummer homes, there's only 750 of these. Let's just check out the backyard really quickly. And after this, we're just going to tour around the Oak Hills community, because this is a beautiful, historic, established neighborhood that has more Rummer homes. This is not the only Rummer home in this neighborhood. It's certainly not the most renovated one. It's a great example of one, but there are quite a few Rummer homes in this neighborhood. There's another one that just sold last week in Rock Creek. That was a slightly larger example of a Rummer home. So I'm just peeking over the fence. You can see the elementary school over there. Nice common grounds. So there is an HOA that takes care of a swimming pool and common areas. There's a 4th of July festival for those of you watching at the time this video was made. We are July 3rd and tomorrow is July 4th. So happy Independence Day. You know, I'm a veteran. I was in the National Guard for 13 years, so I definitely know that freedom wasn't free. Community's super involved. They've got the July 4th parade that's happening tomorrow. We're gonna cut over to a Oak Hills, just a driving tour of the neighborhood. Okay, so we're gonna be driving through the community here. I'm gonna be swiveling as we go. Put the windows down, so excuse if the noise is too loud. I'm gonna cut to homes that I think are noteworthy in this community. Now, Oak Hills is just super established. They've got a rec center. There's a mix of mid-century and traditional. When Bethany was first established, see, that's a walking trail. When Bethany was first established, or Oak Hills area, the developer and city planner was saying, how do we attract people that are living in Portland to live out here? What's going to get people to move from Portland? And they thought, well, we'll just put a Portland address. So you'll actually see a lot of addresses in Bethany, Oak Hills, Beaverton, in this upper part of Washington County. We'll have a Portland address because of that reason, which is kind of backfired in a way, because having a Bethany address is arguably more exclusive than having a Portland address now, because of Intel taking a boom. And really, a big thing to note is that when so the clients that are pending on the Rummer home actually are from California, and I've noticed that Californians tend to really love these Oak Hill neighborhoods, like established mid-century modern mature trees. There's a beautiful Atomic Ranch that we're passing by. It really tends to, and here's the community center, the pool, rec center. You can see kids selling lemonade. So you definitely know that this is like an established neighborhood. But yeah, Californians are really drawn to the mid-century modern aesthetic that this neighborhood has, and just the fact that it's so established and people have been around for a long time here. My big dilemma with new construction, if you've listened to my new construction video, is that new construction neighborhoods are not as established, and so therefore you've got a lot of influx. You don't quite have the same level of known. When you walk the neighborhood, it could be different in 2 years' time, whereas this neighborhood's established, has been around. There's another Rummer home. There's a beautiful mid-century there. Hopefully you're seeing all this. My big fat head's not in the way. But yeah, just a lovely neighborhood to drive around. And these neighborhood tours won't be exclusive to Oak Hills, because like I said, these Rummer homes can be found all over the Portland area. And so if you're driving into town and you are wanting to check out a neighborhood, I'm happy to pick you up in my sporty little Lexus here. It's got 5 leather seats with butt warmers and butt coolers. Just things that are good to have when you're touring people around. I like to trick my wife and turn on the butt coolers when it's cold and the butt heaters when it's hot, but that's just me flirting, my way of flirting with her, and she does it back, so it's all's fair in love and war, right? We are kind of going around the entire community. Oak Hills is quite large. I think about 9,000 people live in this general area, so you're not going to see all of it, but you're going to get the gist of it. That's a unique little one, like a reverse Rummer. The gable is done the other way. See grandparents walking grandkids there. Nice wide sidewalks. Another unique mid-century right there, kind of covered in landscaping, so you might not be able to see it. I'll flip around for you so you can see what's on the other side of the street here. There is, wow, look at that, recessed. That's like with the atrium hollowed out and made into a front porch. So yeah, beautiful. I want to turn around and look at that one again. I always love driving around these neighborhoods just to get a good sense. If you're buying a home in these areas, it's always a great idea to make a drive, a walk, visit the local restaurants, talk to the neighbors. It's just a good idea to find out what you're getting into before you pull the trigger. If you don't take the time to like just do a couple things, like, you know, I really feel like go to a couple restaurants, go to the coffee shop. We're gonna pass this one again because I love it. I love these Rummer homes. That atrium's a little bit more hollowed out. Yeah, just get to know the neighborhood. I mean, go to some of the community events. My clients from California are specifically showing up to the July 4th parade out here to get a feel for the neighborhood. I mean, they've already fallen in love with it, and they're the type of people that kind of know what they want pretty quickly. So there's not a fine art on how to do it, but I would say that having bought 2 homes myself, I definitely know the steps, the stresses, the emotions that go into, you know, investing into a super hyper local area. As a realtor, I've got a really good broad stroke idea of what each community is going to bring. But the one thing I can tell you is that I've only lived in a very specific neighborhood on a very specific street. Like, I can't tell you at a street level what each neighborhood is going to be like. I can give you a very good bird's eye view of what different communities are going to do for you. I have lived, a great advantage of working with me is I have lived all over the greater Portland area, to include Vancouver. I have spent tons of time in these areas. So I've invested a lot of time and resources into researching and knowing and going out and talking to neighbors. I just talked to a neighbor today in Oak Hill that's been here since 1979. He gave me a super good insight into what is the Oak Hill neighborhood like from his perspective. I mean, everything is just a culmination of perspectives, are they not? You'll get my perspective, but get a lot of people's perspectives. Talk to the neighbors that have been here for 40 or 50 years. There's nothing that stops you from knocking on a door and asking somebody, hey, I'm moving into this area and I was just curious what it was like since we're about to be neighbors. Look, some people are really private. They don't need that level of getting to know their neighbors before they move, but it's just a great thing that I think is, before I bought a home, I've always walked the neighborhood, said hi to people. You know, if I get the middle finger, I'm probably not going to want to move there, but if I'm getting like lots of smiles and waves, and I don't know, like, I haven't gone as far. I have had clients that have asked me, they're like, Tim, can you go knock on the neighbor's door? I just want to be curious if they'd be willing to, beautiful, if they'd be curious, willing to like fix the fence when we move in, or we've got kids and we notice they've got kids. We're wondering if they were, you know, willing to have play dates at some point. Like, I'm always willing to break the ice for you if neighbors are a huge part of why you make a move. You know, obviously neighbors can always change, but in an established community like this, they change a lot less. The home that my clients are pending on, they've owned that for, I want to say 40 years. So it's an atomic ranch there.
Which reminds me of another atomic ranch, and this one's in Canby. And I think every time I drive by this ranch, I'm just reminded of what a mid-century home can unlock by really embracing the design. Look at those cars.
Hey, as we close out this video, I just want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Watch this video next. Hit the like button, and I'll see you next week.